He was born with scissors for hands. Even eating was extremely difficult for him, and he'd constantly cut his face by accident. His father wanted to give him real hands, but died suddenly from overwork, and the prosthetic hands were destroyed too. All he wanted was to touch his father's face, but he left a scar instead. Later, he lived alone in the castle until a saleswoman suddenly broke in. Edward slowly emerged from the darkness and reached out with those incomplete hands, hoping she would help him. When the woman learned Edward was an orphan, she decided to take him home. In the car, Edward excitedly gazed out the window. This was his first time seeing the outside world. Even a bicycle could make him smile for ages. Upon arriving at his new home, Edward fell in love with the clean, tidy place. Under Jesse's arrangement, he moved into a room. Looking at his ugly reflection in the mirror, just as he tried to touch his face, he cut himself. He turned to look at the waterbed he'd never seen before. He pressed it gently, but accidentally punctured it. He quickly covered the hole with a doll, then clumsily put on his pants. But while Jesse was on the phone, he tied himself up like a penguin. Hearing the commotion, Jesse rushed over, gently untied the rope around his head, treated his wound, and helped him into new clothes. At dinner, Edward found he couldn't even hold a fork. He awkwardly grasped a pea, and just as it was about to reach his mouth, he dropped it on the floor. With Jesse's encouragement, he finally succeeded in spreading butter on his bread. After dinner, Edward looked forward to tomorrow's happiness. But the next day, when they were about to take him out, Jesse's makeup skills were terrible. She made Edward look like a clown. When he went outside with his makeup on, he saw Dad trimming plants, so he tried to imitate him. Within minutes, he'd trimmed out a cool dinosaur. Dad thought he was a genius. He picked up the scissors again and immediately started cutting out silhouettes of Jesse's family. Later, when the son helped Edward clean his scissors, the father was upset and told him to get motor oil. He didn't want those hands to rust. Friends heard about Jesse's gardening expert, so they threw a party to celebrate. Guests reached out their hands one after another, but when it was Edward's turn, the hand stopped. So he had to barbecue alone with his scissor hands. Unexpectedly, an elderly man walked over and said, "I'm disabled too. I was injured in the waist during the war, but it hasn't stopped me from doing anything. Don't worry about what others think." At that moment, Edward ate the food the neighbors gave him. This was the first time he felt loved.